Talk about the banking numbers. Indian Bank actually reported quite a disappointing set of numbers this time around. Gross NPAs went up all the way to 3.4% versus 3.3%, and even the profits fell quite a bit. We're now joined by TM Bhasin, the Chairman and Managing Director of Indian Bank. Mr. Bhasin, thanks so much for being with us on the show. First, if you could just start off by telling us about the asset quality pressure that Indian Bank has faced this time around. Can you give us more details on what exactly the slippages, the recoveries have been this quarter, the exact figures? Mr. Bhasin, is my voice reaching you?
Yeah, now it is reaching.
Yes, I was just asking you about the exact number in terms of what slippages you have seen this quarter and what have your recoveries been in Q1?
Our opening NPA balances were 3,565 crore and the fresh slippages are 643 crore. We have made cash recoveries of about 185 crore and upgradations of about 32 crore. Similarly, the prudential write-off is 266 crore. So reduction in NPA is about 485 crore and the addition in NPA is around 643 crore. With this, we have been able to contain our gross NPA as from 3.33% as on 31st March 2013 to 3.41%. Similarly, the net NPA has been contained at 2.31% as against 2.26% as on 31st March 2013.
Mr. Bhasin, thank you for joining us, but still 643 crore of fresh slippages is what you have created. What might be this quarter? You've already seen about a month of one-third of this quarter. Will it be as bad? What is it looking like?
I think around 300 crores comes from the large accounts and rest 350 crore comes from the smaller accounts. What we have done is that we have called all top 50 NPA borrowers to our headquarters, where myself, both the EDs, have discussed with each of these top 50 NPA borrowers the strategy to upgrade or they recover the amounts from these accounts so that we can upgrade or take the recovery measures in this. In the coming quarters, we should see some good results coming out of these meetings. We are constantly in touch with the NPA borrowers to upgrade these accounts.
So you expect that
in this quarter you will see that we have been able to contain the gross NPA at 3.41% as against 3.33% as on 31st March 2013, and the net is also contained in the as on 31st March 2013 whatever we had, it is in the same vicinity.
No, I agree with you. I'm just asking you, what is the visibility you have for the current quarter in terms of slippages? That is the July-September quarter. You think it will be as much as 650 crore again? Will it be less, more?
No, I think this quarter we should not have so much slippages, and going down the line there should be some upgradations and better recovery coming in the current quarter.
And what about restructured assets? How much did that increase by?
Restructured assets, total restructured assets around 15,637 crore, out of which the accounts closed are 1,700 crore, and if we take the Mahapatra committee recommendation and as per that the upgraded accounts, the total restructured outstanding comes to 10,019 crore out of a loan book of 1,10,000 crore. From this, the NPAs are 1,103 crore. So and we are holding NPV provision of 346 crore in the restructured book.
Mr. Bhasin, you've seen quite a slippage in your net interest margin this time around at 2.3% versus 3% last quarter. Do you expect this pressure to continue, and what kind of net interest margins can Indian Bank hold in FY14?
I think NIM has been in the vicinity of 2.7%. And going down the line for the year as a whole, we have the expectation that with the upgradation and larger recoveries coming, the NIM will be in the vicinity of around 3% for the year as a whole.
What is your growth, Mr. Bhasin? How much did your book grow by quarter on quarter?
Loan book?
Yeah, loan book.
Loan book has gone up by about 4%.
Okay.
As on 31st March 2013, but for the year as a whole it is 16.14%.
Okay.
YOY it is 16.14%.
Okay.
And for the quarter it is 4%.
Okay. For the current quarter, do you fear that your margins will erode a little because of the MTM losses, because of the money market tightening?
I think the margin should improve in the current quarter and the coming quarters, because we expect that better recoveries will come in the forthcoming quarter.
Okay. I just wanted to get your view also on Lanco Infratech. We understand that they're asking for CDR. You have an exposure to that company. Would you be able to give any idea as to what is the latest on that account? What is your own exposure? Lanco Infratech, we understand, could be filing for CDR.
Lanco, we have the exposure, and this is around 400 crore.
Sorry, sir, you have?
This is a performing asset as on date.
No, what is your exposure and what are the CDR details?
400 crore is the exposure Indian Bank is having on Lanco, and we will be joining CDR mechanism as they have gone to CDR, so we will be supporting the CDR.
Okay. What is the total exposure of all the banks? How many banks are in the consortium? What is the total exposure?
I think that as per press report it is around 7,000 crore.
Okay.
Okay. Also, you were telling us about your slippages coming off quarter on quarter to about 640 crores versus 1100 crores last quarter. Going forward, how much do you think your gross NPAs could stabilize at? This time it's come in at 3.4%. How much do you think you could bring it down by?
For 31st March 2014, we have a guidance of about 3% gross NPA and about 1.5% net NPA, because it has been our strategy to provide more than required, more than required provision. This quarter also we have provided about 124 crore in D1, D2, 100% provision we have made. So going down the line, we'll like to improve our provision coverage ratio to around 65%. As on 31st March 2013 it was 60%. We have raised it to 62.10%. So the provision coverage ratio will like to improve to 65%. And so the net NPA should come down to around 2% and gross should come to around 3%.
Okay. Mr. Bhasin, an industry question. You know, Lanco is not one of its kind. A whole host of power generators, you know, the DISCOM problem was kind of sorted out by bailouts, but a whole host of power generators are struggling with very poor capacity utilization for want of fuel, either coal or gas, or for want of buyers. So do you fear that before the year is out, you are going to have more Lancos on the banks of on the CDR list? Lanco is just the first of them.
I think you are aware that in the Cabinet Secretariat one committee has been set up to take care of the coal linkage and other pending issues to help the projects.
Yes, sir. But Mr. Bhasin, in spite of it, Lanco has filed for CDR. In spite of all these committees. So I just want to know whether there would be 3 or 4 more down the line.
I think this committee and the bankers collectively are trying to sort out these problems, and going down the line there should not be any issue which will further deteriorate the position with regard to these accounts, and these accounts should be upgraded in times to come from the restructured to performing category as per the Mahapatra committee.
Clearly that's the effort. Thank you very much, Mr. Bhasin, for joining us with your thoughts.